Hey, ladies. So, yes, you all are getting me on a surprise live today. Want to say happy MLK Day to all of you. Super excited to be here to share just a couple of pieces of information with you. So, I saw this. Oh, gosh, it has been probably a couple of months now since I saw this, and I've been wanting to comment on it, but I haven't had a chance for multiple reasons. Just so happened to be sitting here tonight and decided to come in and chat with you ladies with regards to this. So, this was a post by Diamond Dave, and full disclosure, I know Diamond Dave through the YouTube streets. I've spoken to him several times. I have his course, and I like Diamond Dave, but uh, we have been hearing a lot of conversations in the Black sector about dating down, marrying down, things like that. And he asked a very interesting question here. He asked the question of Gisele Bunchen and Tom Brady, and did she settle? So the whole idea is he is worth $250 million dollars, and he had a child from a previous unmarried relationship. And she is worth $400 million dollars net worth, clearing around $40 million dollars a year from her businesses. And Diamond Dave is asking, did she settle? Why not find a man with $1 billion net worth? And hey, Computer and Coin. Hey, everybody. Don't forget to thumbs up the video as you all are coming in. And I hope I say something tonight that you will actually want to share it with some of the young ladies that you know with regards to this. So, I wanted to respond to this, and actually, I commented to Dave when he put this up, and I basically said this. So I said, I thought about this seriously, and I'm going to do a video about this once I'm done moving my office this week. Y'all, this was in November. I think it's more nuanced for educated Black women making 80K plus. The Black marriage rate and divorce rate is bad and should be addressed if we are truly to build generational wealth. In full transparency, I believe it's okay for both Black men and Black women to select the best spouse for them, no matter the race of the spouse. And Diamond Dave came back and said, I understand and look forward to your video. I like to cover the nuance of how few people in this country of any color make over 50K based on the data I have researched. There are Black women in my family making well over 80K a year. They did not have a challenge finding Black men that made comparable or greater salaries because those men were in their network. However, they did have to accept that those men work long hours. My brother-in-law is a great provider for his family and he works long hours. That is part of the package when a job pays someone a higher salary. From my experience, he says, the real life social circle of many people is based on their socioeconomic status. The internet is different because everyone online is making 100,000 a year minimum and everyone is beneath them, et cetera, et cetera. So he and I, of course, got a chuckle out of this because uh, a lot of what he said, I actually agree with. I want to talk today, though, not necessarily about Gisele and Tom Brady, but about you. About you. So let's pull this into our type of scenario here. And hey, selfish love, good to see you, everybody. Again, thumbs up the video as you're coming in. And hopefully, I say something tonight that will help you or help some of the younger ladies that you know that you want to pass this on. Let's be real. Okay. So, what I did was I took the numbers and I transposed them and I said, okay, let's take the regular guy making $40,000, has a child from a previous unmarried relationship. Let's say he's 30 years old. Let's say she's 25 years old. If we are balancing out the difference between Gisele and Tom Brady's net worth, our Black girl, would be making $64,000 and she has a bachelor's degree. And I put on here, is she settling? Because that is the question that Dave asked. My question would be a follow-up, and that is, are they socioeconomically compatible? Are they socially compatible? And are they economically compatible? I think we run into big issues, and Ralph Richard Banks talks about this in his book, It's Marriage for White People. We as Black women run into big issues with being mismatched with certain men. And again, he's 30 years old, he's making $40,000 a year, and he has a child from a previous unmarried relationship. And the question is, you as a 25-year-old, are you dating down? Are you settling? People are talking about hypergamy all the time. Are Black women not embracing hypergamy enough? I think that these are things that we need to ask ourselves. So, look, the question in this scenario is, are the two of them headed in the same direction? When this young lady, now she's 25, let's say she's 35, 10 years from now, she has two kids, she has a husband. The question is, will she continue to be happy with the choice that she has made in this scenario? Mocha Mommy was on with me at the end of the year when we did our annual review of the top 20 stories, and she talked about the fact that her husband was able to pay the bills while she went back to school for, it was either 2 or 3 years, and she got an advanced degree so that she could upgrade her career. She was able to do that only because her husband was able to carry the bills during that time. How many Black women are the sole breadwinners of their homes? This is something that this 25-year-old girl, or young lady, I should say, in the scenario is going to have to ask herself in this situation. Mokamami also talked about the fact that she did some research on Ketanji Brown Jackson, and one of the reasons why, we both agreed, one of the reasons why Ketanji Brown Jackson is seated in the Supreme Court right now was because of her choice of a husband, an appropriate socioeconomic choice that she made. Now, I believe personally that if you're going to do a 50-50 relationship, if you're going to do a modern relationship, that I think is fine. I do think that you need to be careful about these mismatched relationships. There is a reason why for the Black woman, we have more divorces than we have marriages. And I personally agree with Ralph Richard Banks that it's because we have a mismatch in a lot of our relationships. So I would ask this young lady to think about 4 questions as she is thinking about marrying this man on the right of the screen, or a white man, or an Asian man, or anybody else. Question number one is, what type of money personality am I? And what type of money personality is he? We are wealth builders over here. We are upwardly mobile Black women. Is he an upwardly mobile man? And not just saying to us that he is an upwardly mobile man, but actually proving it. What is he doing that's showing us he is upwardly mobile? We are wealth masters over here. Is he doing that? Does he own a home? Does he own a good stock portfolio? What is he doing to show us that he is going to be able to amass wealth like we're able to do? Question number 2 she needs to ask herself is, where will he be in 10 years financially? Again, this is not based on what he says he's going to do. Someday I'm gonna go back to school. Yes, I'm gonna, take that certification course. No, if courtship and engagement takes anywhere from a year to 2 years, you should see some action from any man that you are dating. You should see action in their steps, in the way that they're moving. And Diamond Dave is right. That means that there are going to be some nights where you're going to want to go out with him and he's going to say, "Oh, sorry, babe, I'm studying. Oh, sorry, babe, I'm prepping for this interview that I've got so I can move from 40,000 to 60,000 in this tech job." You need to see movement. And in fact, I'm so vicious and ruthless. I think you need to see movement in this scenario from a man before you sleep with him, before you catch feelings for him. Let's see what selfish love is saying over here. She does not need to date anyone with children. She is too young. Look, I definitely understand that. Um, I was just with some girlfriends yesterday, and the ones who marry, dated down, are not in a good place financially. This is happening too much to Black women in our community. And because we're not in a good place financially, it drags us down and it drags our kids down as well. So, question number 3 that I think that she should ask before she selects a husband is, does he have the resources and will he continue to have the resources to help me create kids that can compete in 2050 and beyond? I'm going to repeat that question. Does he have the resources and will he continue to have the resources to help me create kids that can compete in 2050? We are at a point right now in America, and we talk about this all the time on this channel, where it's the have and the have-nots. There are going to be massive communities of people who have not just wealth, but just resources, period. And their kids are going to be homeschooled, and their kids are going to be able to compete in 2050, 2060, 2070 as the rich are going to Mars and outer space and building colonies and things like that. The man that we're attaching ourselves to, does he have the resources today and will he continue to have the resources to help me create kids that can compete? Resources is not just money, too. Resources is time. Hello, Nick Cannon. Yeah, Nick Cannon has money, but he is not putting in and investing in the time to make sure that his kids are competitive. So, yes, resources with regards to, I did a show a while ago for you ladies on robots. In the last the last video I did about this topic, I had a lot of men in my comments. I don't know how they found me because I don't tag anything or anybody in my videos, but they found this one. And they were making fun of me and talking about, being socioeconomically matched with the woman. And one of them had the audacity to say, robots aren't going to replace blue collar jobs, and I said unskilled labor. You all know how I feel about unskilled labor. Robots aren't going to replace unskilled labor, and your jobs as Black women are going to be replaced before ours. This is why I said, does he have the resources not only today, but will he continue to have the resources to help your kids compete? If he is not thinking 10 steps ahead of you, 10 to 15 years ahead, and pivoting in such a way that is going to help your kids compete, you are not well matched. You're not well matched. And then number 4, are we well matched or are we mismatched socioeconomically? Socially, are we able to climb the social ladder together? Are we able to go from poverty to working class to middle income to upper middle class together? If he is not able to help you do that, he is a waste of time. Now, I will say in this scenario, Diamond Dave did not ask about the 40K man. I put that in there because I always think a step ahead. And I'm like, this scenario with Gisele and what's his name? Tom Brady. We have a lot of men saying, yeah, Black women, you should not, you you all are aiming too high. You're looking for hypergamy. Should Gisele have gone for $1 billion guy? Well, no. No, because Tom Brady is still socioeconomically matched with Gisele. That, according to her explanation, was not the reason that their marriage fell apart. It was not a socioeconomic reason. It was because he apparently wanted to continue playing football when he promised her he would retire. That is not a socioeconomic issue. Let's see what you ladies are saying here, and then I'm going to head out because this was just a little quick live for me. The men were not happy not being able to be in the breadwinner seat. We spent an hour talking about it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of women say, even Mokomami mentioned it when we were talking about this whole topic, that a lot of men, if they are not in the breadwinner seat, they have a hard time being in a marriage with a woman, especially if you're on an upward trajectory and they're stuck for a long period of time. Computer and Coin is saying she needs to know if she marries this man, she will be helping to pay child support. Good point. Not saying that's bad, but needs to know for financial awareness. So I'll be honest with you. When I got married, my husband had children from a previous marriage. I went to an attorney before I married him to make sure that my rights were being protected and that, because I believe in some states that they can come after you as well if you're married to the man long enough. Fortunately, I was in a state where that didn't affect me. But QB, thank you. Say that twice. Yes, my dear. Daniela, choosing better responsible partners will absolutely help us to create generational wealth. We have to. We have to be very, very just, mercenary, as Crystalline Kerrison says, about our wombs. Absolutely. And who the father of our children are going to be. And you all know how I feel. I believe that we should be having these kids in marriage. So, our Demi Dive, hey. So glad to catch you live. I couldn't for a while. Yeah, look, I'm not going to be here long. This is a surprise live. I've just been wanting to do this session and I just haven't had the time. So yes, everybody, please like the video. If I said something tonight that was impactful to you and more importantly, impactful to young women, please do share this live with them. I wanted to just kind of come in and give my perspective on this because we have to do something. We have to do something. We can start us up with the mobile Black women of just being smarter about the choices that we're making. And then hopefully having other young women see us and want to jump on the bandwagon and the train with regards to how we're living our lives. And we have to start creating, being competitive. And I'm actually do a live stream. I've already decided to do this live stream at some point in the future where, you know how the manosphere, the Black manosphere specifically, is always telling us to compete? You women need to learn how to compete. Black women need to learn how to compete. Black women don't know how to compete. I do think we need to learn how to compete. We need to learn how to compete as Black people. We are in last place a lot because we are not competitive. But we have to find our counterpart that is competitive, and we need to start breeding, as people want to say, breeding and raising and cultivating competitive children. And you can't do that with the man that you are socioeconomically mismatched with. I don't care what anybody says. So that's it, y'all. Look, I'm out of here. Again, like the video on your way out, share the live, and I will see you all on Sunday. Selfish Love is saying, if I'm competing, then it's definitely for a man with major resources. Yep. Yep. And you want a man who can make your kids competitive. That's ultimately what I want to see more Black women with men who can make your kids competitive. Absolutely. All right, ladies, talk to you later.